real.
Butter.
I see dead people.
I thought you weren't insane anymore.
Yeah, I'm actually a thing. I'm a being.
My eyeballs could have been sucked from their sockets.
Maybe it'll all just go away. Like a bad dream.
I doubt it.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
Coming to you from the dimly lit employee break room of the fabulous family-owned and operated Theodore Brothers Theater on the garbage-strewn outskirts of a minor American city. This is the Real Butter Buttercast. I'm Peter Theodore.
And I'm Theodore Theater, coming to you from a baby blue 1977 Chevrolet, sitting right outside David Duchovny's house in beautiful Los Angeles, California.
Creepy.
And I'm Amanda LeBlanc, not being a stalker.
Yeah, we're just chilling over here.
Yeah, we're in the place we're meant to be.
Yeah, in the Theodore Brothers Theater.
We have a pre-arranged meeting.
Right,
Yeah,
right. Prearranged.
I brought my script with him, so I'm waiting for Dave. When David comes out of the house, I'm just gonna sidle up, make conversation, slip in the new Real Butter script. It's gonna be fantastic. I've got a big bag of popcorn here with me.
Before you get arrested, let's do the Buttercast first, and then you can do your stalker thing. We're gonna talk about 1917.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Right. So you guys told me we were doing a podcast about 1917, so I've been assembling facts about that year. And, for instance, this was the year that John F. Kennedy was born. Pretty interesting. And coincidentally, the year that the Buffalo Bill died of kidney failure.
Wonder what else happened that year.
The Russian Revolution. Obviously, the Russian Revolution was a big. Tsar Nicholas II abdicated his throne. And Charlie Chaplin was ruling at the box office. Sorry?
I said, was that it? That's all that happened in 1917? Pretty boring year, huh?
Yeah, nothing really going on.
No, man. World War I was a year away from.
Oh, yeah. World War One.
Did you say World War I?
World War One.
Oh my god.
What about
WW1. World War One. Or World War I.
Wubba.
God. This is terrible. I don't know if this is respectful.
If you've served, thank you for serving. We appreciate you.
World War I, thank you for your service because they're alive. And
You never know.
Okay.
You never know. Maybe they got their hands on the magical real butter and now they're eternal, okay?
I don't think anyone from that is still alive. Because they would have had to be at least 18 to serve.
Well, if you believe in ghosts,
So
thank you, ghost veteran, for serving.
They would be 119 now.
Oh, God.
That's really old. Anyway.
We saw it.
We saw the movie.
We weren't actually there.
Yeah. I had to leave halfway through.
That was a movie?
Yeah, it was a movie. It was also a place. What is that? Is that your car door?
Yeah, this is...
Yeah. I'm just trying to stay warm. I thought we were doing a retrospective about the year 1917. I'm a little confused.
Why? When have we ever done a year retrospective before?
Hey, Peter sends me the emails and I just go for it.
All right.
Yeah, I said we're going to review 1917.
Yeah, no, this is the movie directed by Sam Mendes, written and directed by Sam Mendes, who...
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know it was written by him.
Yeah. And he actually wrote it based on stories that his grandfather used to tell him, because his grandfather was in World War I and was used as a messenger like the two main characters were, because he was only 5'5" and very small and skinny and fast, and so the mist would stand 6 foot high in no man's land, so he could run and not be seen from above through the mist.
Oh my God.
So while this is a fictional story of this didn't actually happen in World War I, it's based on his stories that Sam's grandfather told him. But his grandfather did he share the profits with his grandfather, or?
I don't know.
I don't think he's alive anymore.
He might be.
Oh, well,
If he is,
how
then
very convenient.
I'm sure he's not letting him live in poverty. I am sure of it.
He's a rich potato.
He's very rich.
Rich, old, wrinkly
Did you know
potato.
he used to be married to Kate Winslet?
No, I do now.
He directed Kate Winslet and Leo DiCaprio on Revolutionary Road, which I love that movie, but some people don't. But I really like it. But I just like them together. I'd watch them do anything.
Full circle.
Yeah. Anyway. But this movie stars George McKay and Dean.
I've never seen them before.
I can't remember his full name. Dean Samuel Chapman, I think his name is. That was the Blake.
Oh,
Is he
okay.
a dean or a dean at a university?
No, it's like his name. But he played Tommen in Game of Thrones.
Oh, I see. I never watched Game of Thrones.
Okay. Well, he's
These guys were like new faces to me.
He's one of the Lannister children.
I can see that. I can see him being in
He's
Game
like
of
the
Thrones.
youngest Lannister. I think I'm right. I'm not gonna look it up, but I think I'm right. I'm not like I haven't watched all the episodes, but I've seen most of them. But yeah, and my friend was saying that she hasn't seen it yet, but she heard it was like these two unknowns running between cameo to cameo because it's just like really well-known actors.
Yeah.
Like Colin Firth.
Yeah, you're right.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
I wasn't
Richard
expecting
Madden,
that.
who's also from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
My favorite, Andrew Scott. He plays Moriarty in Sherlock. He's adorable, and he plays the hot priest in Fleabag, which if anyone has seen Fleabag, you've seen it, right, Theodore?
You eating chips?
Are you eating chips over there?
He's eating popcorn.
I mean, popcorn.
He's eating popcorn. Forgot about that.
You've seen Fleabag, right?
Yeah, I work at a movie theater. I got an infinite supply of popcorn.
Answer my question. I asked you a direct question.
He's too busy
Oh, sorry. The
crunching.
phone not that good.
What?
He said the popcorn's not
The
that good.
connection's pretty poor around here. I think Duchovny's got some kind of... It took me a while to crack his internet code, so...
Wait, what? It took him a while to crack his internet code?
All right. Well, anyway.
Well, I had help. Yeah.
Andrew Scott's in it.
So many people.
Andrew Scott's great. Yeah, he's Irish.
Yeah, but he wasn't
You know
Irish
that?
in the movie. He was...
How do they do that?
Well, he's not playing an Irish character. It would have made he was part of the York group, so he's probably from Yorkshire, I'm assuming.
Oh.
So he had to have a Yorkshire accent. Who else was in it?
So many people. You're just gonna have to watch it to
Just
find out
bothering me.
everyone.
Oh, Mark Strong. That's the person I couldn't.
He's very strong.
Oh. Did he have his tooth thing? Oh, Mark Strong.
No, you could just barely see the tooth. A couple times.
The tooth thing? What's the tooth
He has like
thing?
a snaggle tooth.
Ooh.
But like in a way that makes him look sinister and like tough.
That's what made...
It's not like the guy from Dumb
Mark
and
Strong
Dumber.
No.
He wouldn't be where he is today without that tooth.
Yeah. It's very true.
He did it on purpose.
This movie is very... It's well known for the fact that it is two distinct shots. That it is shot to look like it is two non-stop shots. One during the day and one at nighttime, where it never stops. It looks like it's one continuous take. Obviously, it's not. Movie magic.
Right.
The cinematographer is Roger Deakins, who just won his first Oscar, actually, recently for Blade Runner 2049.
Good for him.
And he usually works with Denis Villeneuve, but he did not. This is kind of a separation for him. So he's not the cinematographer on Dune because he was filming 1917.
Why can't he be both?
Didn't have time.
I want to see Dune.
He's also super old. 80, 85 years old.
No, he's not.
I swear. He's super old. But he's beloved. And he just won his first Oscar, which is kind of nuts. So when he won, everyone was like, oh my god, everyone in the Kodak Theater just kind of lost their minds because he should have gotten one a long time ago.
Now he's gonna live to 119.
Hopefully.
Maybe 1,917.
But I do kind of hope that he wins for this one too. I liked this movie way more than I thought I was going to like it. Although I did need a break halfway through because I was stressing, and I was like,
yeah, no, it's definitely climactic. It's very stressful and very fast-paced and
like he's just in imminent danger of dying at all times.
If you've ever seen The Revenant, it's the one with Leonardo DiCaprio.
This was more stressful.
No, but it was like the story of him going through a bunch of horrible stuff, and like and just somehow having the plot armor.
Yeah. So basically, these two characters have to travel 9 miles from their current British front line. And this is in northern France, and they have to travel 9 miles to the new German front line, because the Germans just basically turned around and went home 9 miles after fighting over, feet for months. And so this other regiment, they think they're going to attack the Germans, and they think they've got them on the retreat. But the Germans have planned this, and it's a trap, and so these two soldiers... Basically, they have to get there before dawn to tell them, hey, you have got to have a direct order to not attack because this is a trap, so don't do it. And one of them, not George McKay, but the other one, Dean Chapman, I can't remember his third, he's got another name. But it's his brother is in this regiment that's going to attack at dawn, so he's got motivation to get out there. And
took his buddy.
Yeah, he got to pick someone to go with him. He picked George McKay, who
he wasn't happy about it.
Has already survived the Battle of the Somme, so he's so overwar. He's just he's battle weary. He gave away his ribbon for a bottle of wine because he was thirsty.
Yeah, he doesn't really. Yeah, he's not really connected in that sense.
No, he doesn't think that there's any glory to war because he's been there long enough that he realizes that how awful and hellish it is, and there's no glory or no meaning to what they're doing. It's just death.
There's a lot of good messages in it.
Yeah.
Preach.
Yeah. No war. Yay.
Trench warfare to me has just got to be one of the most inhumane things that has ever happened to humanity. There's the... What?
Of all the styles of war, trench warfare is definitely on my top 5. For worst.
Oh, for worst. I was like, top 5 of what, dude? Yeah. You monster. What?
Yeah. Every time I see another movie or documentary or a show about World War I and seeing what they went through in the trenches, it's just like, that must have just been so god-awful. I can't imagine, what they went through, and oh, gosh. And they showed it really well in this movie,
yeah, they didn't
all
really...
the rats...
They didn't hide anything.
Oh my god.
Yeah, one of the characters stuck his hand through a corpse.
Yeah.
He cut his hand earlier and he fell into a corpse and put his hand through it.
Well, because the other one was saw a dead body and fell over and pushed him into the corpse. It was just there were so many moments where you're because it was just there's another dead body.
It was so real. Long story short, it was a very real war movie. Yeah. And the fact that it was shot...
They did not flinch away from ugly things.
Yeah.
They really showed it.
And I'm glad they didn't do those cuts because I felt more in the story. Felt just real time at that point. It
actually flew by. I went and took a break halfway through because I was I need a moment. I need 5 minutes to just collect my thoughts. And I looked to see how long it was. But an hour had already passed, and it felt like only half an hour had passed.
How long was the movie?
It's a 2-hour movie.
Really?
Yeah, but it doesn't feel...
It was a 40-minute movie for me.
Yeah.
It's like a YouTube video. Not a sponsor. Yeah.
And it really kept you on the edge the whole time, and even, spoiler alert, because we spoil things.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Skip 1 second.
Maybe a little longer than that.
Ruin them.
But spoiler alert, George McKay's character gets there. The other one dies, unfortunately. But he gets there in time to mostly stop the attack. And he saves a bunch of people, but then he's looking for his friend's brother to tell him that his brother died, to let him know. And so you're waiting, is he gonna find him? Is he gonna have half a leg blown off? It was just he was going through the casualty tent, looking for him and calling out for him, and then you find him and it's he's alive.
Yeah. So I think it was good in that because it felt like the real time, just waiting and waiting and waiting for him to find this guy.
And to find out that his brother was Richard Madden, he's,
I would have cried.
He did a very good job too, being the
right. So would you say this is to World War I? Would you say 1917 is to World War I as Saving Private Ryan is to World War II.
Yeah, I was thinking that the whole time. Like,
That's a good way to put it.
I was thinking that. Like,
That's your SAT.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Should we give it how many butters? Should we rate it?
Yeah.
You go first.
Gosh. 4.5 butters.
Out of 5 butters.
Yeah, out of 5.
I would give it 5 out of 5.
Wow.
I didn't even walk out. I was so in it. That was a really touching movie.
Yeah. Cool.
I'm glad it was made.
I did roll my eyes a little bit at all of the nominations it's been getting.
Oh, really? I didn't even know about that.
Well, it's got a whole bunch, which is great. After seeing it, it's like, oh, well, they're deserved. I'm
Right.
totally fine with that. But, yeah.
I got nothing from the Poppies.
Yeah.
Not a single award from the Poppies, though.
Well, we hadn't
It was
watched
new.
It
It was
yet,
a new movie, you know.
And we saw this in 2020. Poppies were about 2019.
Adoy.
Oh, yeah.
Theo, what would you give it?
I'm gonna give it 4 butter.
Out of 5.
Yeah, I'll give it 4.
Okay, that's pretty good. Well, all around, that's a great rating. So
I like it.
stop what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Get your pants back on. Get in the car and go to the movie theater and watch it. What are you doing?
What were they doing in the first place?
Showering or something. I don't know. I don't know what they do when they listen to us. I really don't want to know.
They all have their pants off?
I have my pants off.
How'd you know my pants were...
I guess that's a compliment?
I'll
right,
I'll
stop
put
it.
them back on.
You got a camera?
All right.
Yeah, anyway, all right.
Are you spying?
The pants are back on, folks. Stay tuned for the next segment.
The Real Butter Buttercast. The Real Butter Buttercast.
So there were a couple trailers before 1917. Amanda was mentioning this.
Yeah.
And
We're live, Theo.
And she mentioned The Invisible Man. And
Yeah.
I was with a friend who also works at the Theodore Brothers Theater. You know, I'm not sure if it was because, you know, I'm like the manager there of the Theodore Brothers Theater, and he's like, hey, you want to go see a movie to kiss up to me? But I enjoyed it. So, but there was this, I thought it was so stupid. It was this guy and he turned invisible.
He made himself invisible, and then he faked his death so that he can torture his ex. Because he was like, it's not funny. She's a domestic abuse victim.
But when you watch the trailer, all I could do was just laugh.
I couldn't laugh. I was so freaked out.
But you can't watch any horror movies.
That's not true. I saw Us. I saw Hereditary. I've seen Midsommar.
But just not clowns, then.
I will never see it. Okay, that movie is needlessly terrifying. But I don't watch silly horror movies. You know, I'm not gonna watch
Then don't watch The Invisible Man.
Well, that one. I mean, it's Elizabeth Moss. She's such a good actress, and I wanna support.
You can
but
support.
I can't watch that. If I watch that, I would never be able to sleep if I was alone, ever. Because I can't even think about it. We have to stop thinking about it.
To me, it was goofy, and I would rather have a ghost haunt me than some invisible man.
And then she was trying to tell people that he was invisible, and everyone's like, you're crazy, he's
right.
dead. You know how terrifying that would be? Maybe this is just a difference in gender thing. I'm just saying, because, to be called crazy because nobody believes you that this person is terrorizing you is, a worst fear.
Thing.
I think it is. Or an age thing.
It's also a movie, so if it was real life and some guy turned himself invisible, yeah, I'd be terrified.
It'd be terrifying. There's also a movie called The Turning, which is creepy children play in a mansion and torture their nanny, and I'm not watching that either.
I think I just don't really get scared for the horror movie thing. Because that also looked extremely dumb to me.
Maybe you're not maybe you can just keep it as a movie where I'm relating it to real life.
That's
what if that happened
to
me in real life? Or what if that was a real situation, you know?
Boom, we figured it out.
Because man.
But in Peter's real life, he talks to popcorn and candy and various kind of weird creatures that live around the theater. He's been used to that since he was a child.
Like, I don't need an imagination at that point.
I don't know. All the trailers terrified me. Oh, there's another one called Antebellum. That's like, it's a horror movie, and it like looked like different eras in time, and Janelle Monáe is the main character, and she's like, it's like during, like, when, you know, slavery was legal in the U.S., it was like,
oh, right.
She was like in a field, but then also it was like modern day, and it was like,
yeah, I just got confused with that one.
And I kind of feel like Jordan Peele is involved in that one, but maybe he's producing it, but I'm not 100% sure. I need to like do some research on that, I guess. And that one looked really scary too, but good. But it's like, oh man, I can't watch these movies. I can't watch them alone at the very least. I don't know.
Oh my god, man.
What?
I watched the Witch on Netflix.
Oh,
the
director,
VV
Lighthouses.
The VV Itch?
Yeah, the Lighthouse, Robert Eggers, right? That's his first feature. Yeah. Was it good?
Let's just do let's do a whole Buttercast on that one.
Oh, I haven't seen it. I don't know if I could.
I'll make you watch it.
No.
Yeah, I will. We'll watch right now.
Fascinating performances. I mean, it's not gory per se. It's disturbing. It's beautifully shot. Amazing acting, and like, so these are colonial people from England who have settled in basically the wilderness of America. So they speak in these very heavy British accents.
And this is the time where it's like, you're a witch. No, I'm not. Yes, you are.
You know, because it's in the 1600s.
I don't think I can handle that.
And it's fascinating. It's also, you know, they're extremely religious.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because they're basically, they're Puritans.
Yeah.
And so to them, everything... and when you watch it, which you should remember that
it's a movie.
This film, it's strangely, it's based on stories from the time, like quote unquote real life accounts from people at the time.
So like written journal entries and stuff.
Okay, we have to stop talking about it.
But I'll tell you now, we won't spoil it. We won't spoil this one, but that ending.
Yeah, no spoilers. I haven't seen it.
Dude, I recently just watched it for the first time too, a couple months ago, and yeah, I got chills. So, all right, we'll continue this tangent maybe sometime never. So, stay tuned for the real next segment. All right, Butterheads, get ready for the Real Butter Buttercast 1 Minute with Matt review for 1917. 3, 2, 1, go! Take it away, Peter. Matt, you have 1 minute to review 1917. Go.
In a world where we had $175 million spent on Dr. Dolittle, look how that went, in walks 1917. A clear-cut director's vision who the whole team got behind, and for a budget almost as little as Joker, we ended up with one of the greatest World War epics since Where Eagles Dare. I never thought I'd be saying that in my lifetime again after the Little Women one, yet here we are. The acting, great. The cinematography, holy crap. How do you do that in one continuous shot and line it up if you have to restart? Holy shnikes. From top to down, sound, visual, you're just left like you're wallowing in the grief right there with them. 5 mats out of 5.
5 mats out of 5, people. All right, Butterheads. That's it. Back to you, Peter.
Real
Butter.
Woo!
Woohoo!
What do we got, Theo?
Welcome back to the Real Butter Buttercast. What? Yeah, okay. I got the top 5 World War I movies. You ready?
I'm so ready. I'm buckled in.
All right. 5. Drum roll. We got a little animated film called Sergeant Stubby. Have you ever heard of this?
Do you try to pick the most random movies?
Was Sergeant Stubby?
Stubby?
Sergeant Stubby's great. This is based on a true story. This is based on a true story about a Boston Terrier who was adopted by a soldier. He's the most highly decorated war dog in history. And you can see photographs of him. Just look him up on Wikipedia. Sergeant Stubby. He's adorable. He's an ugly little Boston Terrier, and they made an animated film about his life.
You know, I love
It's
Boston
wonderful.
Terriers. Their eyes are so bulging and ugly. They're tiny. My uncle had one, my great uncle. What was that dog's name? I can't remember, but it used to run up my uncle's
Stubby.
leg. It used to run up his whole body, like from like the ground, you know, and like run up and then like sit on his shoulder.
Oh, like a rat? Like a squirrel rat?
Literally, yeah. He was like a little 8-pound dog, and he had these bulging eyes, and he couldn't breathe. So he's like, you know, just constantly. And I loved that little dog. And he did not like most people, but he liked me because I'm a dog whisperer. So like most dogs like me, even like the crabby ones, because I'm a very calming presence around animals.
So had to get that self ego boost in there.
I just had to say it. It's fine. Anyway, moving on. Sure.
Sergeant Stubby. Well, do me a favor, Amanda. Just look up a picture of Sergeant Stubby, and I want to hear your reaction.
All right.
I'll look it up right now.
Okay.
Okay, here we go, guys. Live reaction.
Sergeant
On air.
Stubby.
Yep. No. Oh, Sargento.
Yeah.
Oh, there he is. No, that.
No.
Oh.
Do you see him with his little medals?
Yeah, he's wearing like a little.
Oh.
He's wearing a little vest. Oh.
Oh, there's a statue.
Is that like him?
There's his stupid face.
Oh, don't call him stupid. He's cute. Oh, that was like. Look, I can hear that picture. Oh, and you know what? Just the bond between humans and dogs is so special. You know, I just love it.
It really is.
Can't wait to get a dog.
Oh, he's got a little hat on. Oh my god.
Little hat. Oh, I wish my cat like wore clothes. Oh my gosh, I think that was that the animated movie, Sergeant Stubby.
Yeah, we found the animated movie.
Cross-eyed. All right, this is not great. All right, let's move on.
All right. You ready for number 4?
Yeah.
Number 4.
Number 4 is the classic Lawrence of Arabia from 1962.
Yes. Directed
by David Lean and starring a young Peter O'Toole in his star-making role as Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty great. Have you guys seen this one?
You know, honestly, I've seen it. I saw it like 10 years ago in college, and
yeah, me too.
I'll take it.
I probably need to rewatch it, but it's obviously a classic. I enjoyed it.
It is. Amazing cinematography, music, and Peter O'Toole's bright blue eyes. Good golly.
Love it.
All right, we'll just move swiftly along. He's not as adorable as Sergeant Stubby, so we'll go to number 3.
Okay.
No one is.
Yeah, no one is.
Number 3.
Number trace is Stanley Kubrick's 1957 film Paths of Glory.
I've never heard of that. Paths?
Yeah, this stars Paths.
Why are you saying it like that?
Try and say Paths.
Paths.
Who does it star?
Kirk Douglas.
Oh. You know, he's still alive.
You know what's crazy? Kirk Douglas is still alive.
I know.
He was born in 1916.
Amazing.
He is over 100 years old.
I know. He looks terrible.
Are you kidding me? Let's see this guy.
He's Michael Douglas's dad. Which,
Michael Douglas is old.
Has the same birthday as me. And Catherine Zeta-Jones, who is his wife.
Oh, he's not looking so hot. No offense.
I know. They brought him on stage at the Oscars, I think, last year, and he gave Catherine Zeta-Jones was trying to get him to make a little speech, and I was like, oh, let's just stop this. This is just bad.
He may have had some work done.
He could still take Peter in a fist fight, though.
She did.
Really?
Yeah.
You think he could take me on in a fist fight?
No,
I would ruin him.
He's in a
Definitely.
wheelchair.
Yeah, I would ruin him.
Why would you? Okay.
If this was life and death, he's going down.
This is not a good conversation. We're done now. Okay.
This is going to be in the headlines tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, Peter Theodore threatens 100-plus-year-old man.
Yeah.
If it was a life or death fight, okay?
Yike.
That's hot goss.
Yike. All right, what's number 2?
Number 2, controversial entry. Patty Jenkins's 2017 film, Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman.
I agree. That is a good. That's
He's a wonder.
One. Okay, that scene where she gets up and walks through no man's land and is like deflecting all the bullets. You know, come on.
I mean, isn't she like impenetrable too?
Yeah.
Did she even need to?
Well, her like things are.
Oh, her gauntlets.
Her gauntlets, yeah. Her things.
Her
You know what I
things.
meant.
Her things.
I like just put my arms above my face. It made sense. That scene literally was. I was like, yeah.
You ready for the second one?
Oh, I'm so excited! It looks so good. I had the image that they released of her with like all the colors. I had that as my phone background for like months.
Oh, I know.
Because I love her. She's my favorite. You know, she's just like. It's just such a good movie. I love Wonder Woman, and I'm really. I'm not a superhero person. You know, like that's not like that's not.
Well,
my
you
genre.
liked Endgame.
Yeah.
No, I mean,
You cried.
yeah, because I cry about anything.
Well.
But I haven't seen all of the Avengers movies. Like I haven't even seen all of just the Avengers. Like I've only seen the first one, and then I saw Infinity War, and I saw Endgame. I've seen like the Captain Americas and like 2 of the Iron Mans. That's like it.
Moving on. Number 1.
Well,
Number 1.
I was all right. Number 1 is a film from 2011, directed by Steven Spielberg.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, that's him. You said it right. Totally.
My handwriting's not great. And the film was called WonderHorse.
Oh yeah, WonderHorse.
I gotta look that one up. I gotta jog my memory with all of these.
It has what's his face? Jeremy something.
Horse.
I really did.
Now, actually, yeah, and so it's really a toss-up. Is the horse from WonderHorse cuter than Sergeant Stubby?
No.
That's really what we're talking about today.
No.
He's not.
I don't think we can compare them because they're 2 different species. So, I think they're equally in their own right cute.
Jeremy Irvine. I couldn't think of the name, but I got it now.
You know who else? You know who else is in it?
Who?
Briefly, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh.
Whoa, what is his deal in these movies?
Well, he just has
No
one of those
joke.
faces.
So listen to this. I dug in. I did a little research.
Okay.
So Benedict Cumberbatch is what combines all of today's movies, including 1917, which he has a part in, right?
Right. Go on.
Right. Okay, so Benedict Cumberbatch was also in 12 Years a Slave with Brad Pitt, who was in Two-Fisted Tales with Kirk Douglas, who was in Path of Glory. All right? Bear with me now.
I'm
Benedict
buckled.
Cumberbatch was also in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy with Gary Oldman, who was in Criminal with Gal Gadot, who is obviously Wonder Woman. All right? Benedict Cumberbatch was also in The Hobbit
He was
Ian
Smaug.
McKellen. Still counts. He was in The Hobbit with Ian McKellen, who was in a film called Stardust with Peter O'Toole, who played Lawrence of Arabia.
It's almost like he's an actor in movies.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
With other actors in movies.
Peter, these are Kevin Bacon numbers of 2 across the board.
It is impressive, but he's
Something is
also a
going on
great
here.
actor, so he's going to be in a lot of movies. I'm just shooting you down to shoot you down. I hope you know that.
Yeah, I don't like that. That's pretty nice. I appreciate all the connections you did. I love that stuff. It's very interesting.
I have a cork board. I have a cork board at home. It's got all their photographs. I got red strips.
You're like that meme that's like
Gotta
that,
come check
that
it out. Come visit
Charlie
LA.
Day from It's Always Sunny, and he's like, he's like got all like the red thread connecting everything.
Oh, man.
That's who you are. That's how I feel like on a daily basis. I'm like, who is that? Where do I know them from?
Kevin Bacon numbers of 2. That should be our new thing. And so it's not even Kevin Bacon anymore. It's just Smaug. It's just Benedict.
You know what else is interesting? Benedict Cumberbatch and Andrew Scott were both in 1917, and they were both in Sherlock. And Richard Madden and Dean Chapman, whatever his name is, they were both in Game of Thrones. It's almost like the British pool of actors are very small. And they are.
Yeah, and he's one of the only British actors who was not in Harry Potter.
Do you think he's angry that he wasn't in that?
Who? Benedict
But of course,
yeah.
He's kind of the wrong age, you know? He was probably
Benedict
college
Cumberbatch.
age when that happened, so he was too old to play a Hogwarts student, but too young to play a professor.
He could have been like a dropout that came back.
Tragic.
Just some random character that wasn't in the books.
Yeah, no, like he dropped out of the school
The
and then
only
he
ones
came
that
back.
dropped out that were notable are Fred and George Weasley, and he was too old to play them. Don't get me started on Harry Potter. Let's move on.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, what's up, Theo?
I don't know if you heard about Anchor, but...
I did hear about it. Yeah, we're kind of like... We've been recording on it for a while.
Well, yeah, I guess you have heard about it.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to use. It's honestly the easiest podcast recording device. Tool.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. It gives you everything you need, like in one place, though.
Everything. It's so easy, man.
How much does it cost again?
You know, it's free. Yeah, it's free. I mean, you can use it anywhere.
We recorded the last one on Amanda's phone.
Yeah, it was perfect. And you know, you could maybe record it on the moon. As long as you have a phone or, you know, computer of sorts.
Well, I do know if I was on the moon with my phone, I'd be able to edit the podcast.
It's so easy to edit it as well.
It actually sounds really good, too.
Yeah,
I like
the recording device is great.
They make my voice sound significantly deeper than it's.
Yeah, you're way
girlish.
way more feminine in real life, which isn't a bad thing. You know, you gotta embrace yourself.
I'm totally fine with that.
You're fine. You're fine.
Thank you.
I mean, it's one thing to have it just in one place, but it's another thing to have it go everywhere. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, everything, dude, goes everywhere.
Everywhere.
And you can easily make money off of it as well.
Really?
Yeah, like this easy. I'm giving a hand gesture of how easy it is.
Looks easy.
Yeah, it's easy.
Where's my cut?
You'll get it as soon as you do 10 jumping jacks.
Instead, I'm going to bring up Poppy.
Oh, hey, Poppy.
Hey, I just wanted to say that you should download the Anchor app, or you could also go to Anchor.fm to get started.
Thanks, Poppy.
You're welcome.
Real
Butter.
Welcome back. It's time for Hot Goss.
Hot Goss.
Yes.
Talking about the Oscar nominations this week. Just a little bit.
I knew a guy named Oscar. Probably not this, though.
Did he live in a garbage can?
Maybe.
I think we knew the same one. Yeah.
I told Amanda off air that I saw briefly the Ricky Gervais guy, you know.
Richard, yeah, I mean, fine.
He did like some intro to it or something.
To the Golden Globes.
Yeah, and he was like, he's making jokes, but like nothing was happening.
It's like there were jokes there.
They're all just like duds.
Yeah, I was I was a little disappointed with some of the choices for the nominations this year. Although I say that every year, you know, so maybe I should just like not be surprised every year when it's like doesn't go the way that you think it's gonna go.
Yeah.
You know?
Thus is life.
But like Scarlett Johansson, 2 nominations in 1 year for Jojo Rabbit and Marriage Story.
Wow.
Like, she's not that good, you know?
She's amazing.
To be a double nominee, I don't know. I don't know if she's had that good of a year. I feel like Laura Dern had a better year with, you know, I suppose she can't get nominated.
You should just do the Oscars.
I mean...
We did the Poppies.
We had our own version.
The Poppy Awards.
Yeah.
So... Listen to that.
The most disappointing category, of course, Best Director. All men.
But we had a good one, though.
We had the
in
best.
Ours.
We had a way better director. If you want to hear a good director category, watch The Poppies. Or listen to The Poppies, I guess I should say. Out now.
Or watch it. You can watch
Yeah, you can watch it on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yep, have it on YouTube now.
You won't. You're not going to see. It's there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're camera shy.
Yeah. So, Amanda, let me throw some hot goss your way.
Yeah, tell me.
What about this Doolittle movie?
Oh my gosh.
A dud.
It's
a total dud. But you know what? The first time I saw the
estimated
trailer, I was
to
like,
have lost. Sorry.
No, go
it's
ahead.
estimated to have lost $100 million. So go.
They spent $170 million
my
making this movie.
goodness.
It's gonna lose more than that. There's no way it's making. It's already made $70 million.
Oh no.
No, I heard way back when they had to do a whole bunch of reshoots, maybe a year ago, and it's just been delayed. And usually when a movie is delayed like this, it's not good. But they gotta try to put it out, otherwise they'll lose all their money. So I feel bad for Robert Downey Jr. because he's a very genuine, nice person, and he's worked hard to come back and be successful. And honestly, he doesn't need any more money.
He's fine.
He's made enough money. But it would still be not very fun to have to go around and do, like, the press talk thing when everyone thinks your movie sucks. Like, that would just kind of be demoralizing, I feel like, to have to, like, put on your best suit and be like, yeah, I loved making this movie, and everyone's like, it's garbage, though, Like, I don't know.
I did see the trailer, like, a brief one, and he, like, had an accent.
Yeah.
I was really confused. I didn't really, go into the whole story.
Well, because isn't, like, the original Dr. Dolittle...
I saw the one with the, what's his name? I forgot his name. But he didn't have an accent that I could remember.
Oh, you're not thinking of Robin Williams doing Patch Adams, are you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Murphy?
Eddie Murphy
Yeah.
was a modern day. It was a modern day adaptation.
Oh, so maybe that's why I'm thrown off. I just saw the modern day version when I thought that was the original version.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well,
yeah. This is based on the book.
I'm not surprised.
Not much to talk about it.
No, I have no interest in seeing that movie at all, and I feel bad. I just feel bad for Robert Downey Jr., and that's about it. Same way that I feel kind of bad for the Cats cast, because that's kind of the same thing.
Right, they work hard.
It becomes a meme.
Learn how to
so
dance.
Bad, And then it's like they gotta still go out there and be like, I loved making it. It was fantastic. What a great experience.
I loved being a cat.
I loved wearing like a fur suit, but still having my human face. Wasn't confusing for anyone.
Actually, they didn't even wear it. It was all digital. It was all digital suits.
Wearing like a
fur jackets that didn't make sense.
Like a sensor suit.
Oh, tracking suit,
yeah.
Pajamas.
It's a tracking suit. Okay, pajamas. That's funny. AKA what I'm wearing now. But yeah, that was good. I liked Cats.
No, we're talking about Doolittle.
Okay. I just want to talk about cats all the time. Like, it's just like... People keep saying, like, oh, like, Cats and Doolittle are kind of the same. They're in the same boat, kind of. Speaking of a remake that probably doesn't need to have been made, what's up with Gretel and Hansel? And they're calling it Gretel and Hansel instead of Hansel and Gretel. Like, that's gonna, like, make people want to go see this movie.
I've listened to people walk past. We have a big standee cardboard, cutout thing
with
in
him pulling the hair out of his mouth. That is so gross.
Oh, it's like the witch. It's the witch.
It's a witch?
Yeah, it's the witch.
It was a man.
No, she's a bun and she's a woman. It's pretty clear she's a woman.
I mean, men can have buns too.
It's a woman.
Okay.
Yeah, they It's a woman. It's a woman. They people anytime someone walks past that thing, they're like, oh, they're making another one. And they got the names in the wrong order every single time.
Yeah, talk about a bomb. That's gonna be a bomb.
That's gonna be a dud bomb. A dud bomb.
You know what? I didn't realize Bad Boys for Life was out already. I thought that was coming out in the summer.
Bad Boys.
Yeah, my movie companion last night was extremely.
That was not a bomb. That made $73 million.
Wow.
Yeah. Will Smith as Will Smith.
They played the trailer before 1917 yesterday, and I will say it did look good. I have not seen the original, but I did laugh many times.
They've already confirmed. They've already confirmed another sequel.
Oh, really?
Huh.
Well, you know what? Whatever.
Yeah,
Will Smith is a likable dude.
Gotta love Will.
They're just moving
and
ahead.
Smith.
Yeah, and Martin Lawrence, right? That's the other.
Yeah.
That's his buddy. I will say, like, seeing like the young ones in the trailer, like is Vanessa Hudgens in it, and like some guy from Riverdale. They're like the newbies, you know, that are like, I don't know, that Will Smith works with, I guess. I haven't seen the original, so I don't know what it's called, but they're like the newbies, and it's like jarring to see them in that kind of movie, because I'm used to seeing them in like, you know, teeny bopper stuff, so it's just funny to see them in something like that.
Well, did you know that Scorsese's next movie will bring together Leonardo DiCaprio and Robert De Niro?
Is it Killers of the Flower Moon?
Correct.
Oh, I loved that book. Have you read it?
Oh no, what's it about?
It's about the beginning of the FBI and about the Osage Murders in Oklahoma, which are the Osage like Indians, like Native Americans, and they were very rich because their reservation was on oil fields. So they became wealthy when the oil boom hit, and it was kind of unique that, like, here are these wealthy Native Americans when normally, you know, most Native Americans are impoverished because, you know, we've taken away their land. And so that was kind of an anomaly, and they had more power than normal, but they were still, like, heavily discriminated against. And then all of a sudden, all of them, like, a bunch of them started popping up dead in, like, really weird situations. And so that was kind of like the start of the FBI they sent, you know, some investigators. It's been a while since I've read the book, but it's a true story. And Martin Scorsese and Leo DiCaprio, this has been in development with them for years. And I've just been waiting for it to be, and, you know, then they were talking about The Irishman and how, you know, that has taken Martin Scorsese years to do. And so I was like, oh, are we ever going to get Killers of the Flower Moon? I want that movie, you know? So, very exciting.
He's got to be a patient guy, Martin.
Oh, I think to be a director, you have to be at least a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Even if you're a hothead like Quentin Tarantino or something, you know, you still have to have patience because there's so many little details to directing. I couldn't do it, you know, but I don't know.
Well, you're gonna have to.
Looking forward to it.
What? I'm
looking forward to directing the Real Butter.
Wow. I hope you like it.
Right.
I hope it's everything you ever wanted it to be.
Anytime now.
Yeah, whose house you waiting outside of?
Duchovny.
Has he come out yet?
They're still. No, he hasn't come out yet. I'm a patient man.
What's the music for Twin Peaks? I can't remember that.
Let me know when the security guards rip you out of the car and arrest you.
Yeah.
Good luck. The locks on the doors. You can't open these doors from the outside.
That's disturbing. They'll just break your window.
Yeah, they're security guards, man. They're like 7 foot tall and 800 pounds.
Wow. Those are some stats.
Whoa.
Yeah, man.
Are you, like, Duchovny has mutant security guards?
No, they're not mutants. They're golems. You know, big, like, clay golems.
Oh, my gosh. All right.
Oh, yes, like the Jewish folklore character.
Correct. That's exactly what I was talking about.
All right. Well.
We learn a little bit more every time on the Hot Gas.
Hot Gas. That's all, folks.
Hot Gas. Butterheads, we're back. And guess what we're going to review? Next.
What?
The Gentlemen.
The Gentlemen.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Movie by Guy Ritchie. We'll see.
Yeah, it sounds really nice. They sound like they're very, you know, respectful
all right.
men. Very gentle.
Oh my god. Oh, there's people coming over to the car.
All right.
I got it. I gotta start it up.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Okay. Just.
Oh, good luck, buddy.
Bye.
Bye, Butterheads. We're leaving.
I told you so.
There's a lot of chaos. That's we're gonna end it here. Goodbye.
What do we got, Theo?
Woo! Welcome back.
What do we got?
All
What do we
right.
got?
Well, Peter, this week we got the what?
What do we got? What do we got?
Oh, we got the top 5. Huh?
What do we got?
What's up?
You just said, what do you got?
We got
like
the
4
top
times.
5. What?
Okay, we're restarting this.